We want to thank our outstanding sponsor, Touring and Cruises Travel. It's the same team as Touring Plans Travel, but with a new name. Their travel advisors will take care of your Disney or other travel destination needs. Make sure to tell them Rope Drop Radio sent you. Now, on to the show.
Helping you navigate the Disney parks.
With the hope that it will be a source of joy and inspiration to all the world.
You're listening to Rope Drop Radio.
Welcome to Rope Drop Radio. Derek and Doug talking all things Disney. And Doug, today is a fun show because it's Leap Year Day. So in honor of the random February 29, we have 29 tips for Walt Disney World today.
I mean, it's not random. It's pretty planned out. The 29th of February is every 4 years. My favorite was when I was in high school and people celebrated their 4th birthday.
Oh, I've had that. I had one friend in high school like that.
Yeah. Happy 4th birthday. We're all 16, but you know, you do you at the age of 4.
Actually, I feel really bad for them.
Yeah. And so Disney used to do it up big on Leap Day, Derek, a couple times. Not too long ago. They did the thing where they were open for 24 hours straight.
I remember
on Leap
that.
Day. Bonus day, open all day. And so they opened at like 6 a.m. and closed at 6 a.m. And you could be there for 24 hours straight in the Magic Kingdom at Walt Disney World. They have not done that the last time and this time. So yeah, which can't blame COVID for taking this one away. I had heard somebody make that excuse. I'm like, oh no, February 29th happened before the shutdown.
It has.
So,
yeah. Well, thank you for spending this amazing holiday with us, listening to our 29 tips. So we got a lot of good ones for you. But first, we need to talk a little bit more about the biggest tip, and that's you should come on the Walt Disney World or the Rope Drop Radio trip in June with us.
Yes, the official title is You Define Magical, a Rope Drop Radio trip. We will be traveling in on June 3rd. I'll get in super late. Derek is unknown.
Nope, I already got my ticket, 7 p.m.
Okay, so late on June 3rd, we'll be getting in, and June 3rd through the 7th. So here we go.
Oh, I have not gotten a flight back yet for the record.
We need to discuss that probably. All right, June 4th, we'll be meeting up at the Magic Kingdom somewhere. Not yet quite planned, but somewhere at the Magic Kingdom in the afternoon. And then that evening, we'll be doing our monorail bar crawl. We'll be hitting all the hot spots around the old monorail. June 5th, we'll be spending some time at Epcot. And in the afternoon, we are going to eat and snack our way around the world. Derek, do you know what festival will be going on while you're there? Probably none.
Gosh.
Probably none.
Yeah.
Diet Epcot. So last year it would have been Flower and Garden, but Flower and Garden is not as long this year. So it might be Diet Epcot. So, which I kind of prefer because then you can really eat the snacks within the World Showcase. And there's a ton of good ones. So I'll be snacking. Some people will be sipping, but we'll be having a good time around World Showcase. Easy to find us throughout the whole afternoon there. June 6th, Hollywood Studios Days. In the afternoon, we're going to meet up at Pizza Rizzo's, have ourselves a little dance party.
Okay.
Dance. Well, we're not going to eat there.
Oh, we're not eating there.
Well, no, we're just going to have a dance party there. We're going to go enjoy some time on the dance floor. Maybe we'll eat there. I don't know. But dance party in the afternoon. And then that night, we're going to close the night out with a Smuggler's Run meetup, hanging out in Galaxy's Edge with all the lights on. Although it will be close to the longest days of the year. So we'll see what time the park closes. But we'll try to do Smuggler's Run a couple times and see who the best pilot or crew is. And then on our last day, not sure what time we're flying home yet, but our plan is to head to Pandora in Animal Kingdom. Hopefully do some Satu'li's Canteen before heading to the airport.
That is like, I want to eat with our listeners at Satu'li's.
We got to book a late enough flight for that.
Yes,
that's
that
the
is
main.
true.
So
things we're going to talk about after the show.
Yeah. Maybe on Patreon, Derek. Maybe on Patreon.
Sounds good. Well, speaking of Patreon, we have 2 new Patreons. And I know one of our Patreons, actually, a couple of them have messaged me about booking to go meet up with us on our trip. But the 2 new ones are Lisa Pinder and Bobby Sands. Thank you so much for joining the Rope Drop Radio community, getting the after show and all sorts of fun things. You guys are amazing. You keep the show going. We're thankful for each and every one of you. And Doug has a Zoom coming out here pretty soon.
Yeah. If you're listening to this, we're probably on the Zoom right now because it's on Leap Day. Oh. So once a month, we do a Zoom for the top 2 tiers. So it's a very small group, very personal. Nice little chats every month. And we alternate who does it every month. 1 month is a Doug month. 1 month is a Derek month. And I waited in February to do it the day that's normally not even a day.
Yep,
I
makes
don't know what
sense.
that's
You procrastinate.
procrastination. Yeah.
Yes.
One thing I forgot to say about our trip is please book with touring and cruises. When you contact them, tell them you want to go on the rope drop trip, and you will get, if you tell them that and book through them, you book through touring and cruises, you will get a custom set of luggage tags made by yours truly. And then you'll get a rope drop radio magnet and a special trip sticker. So the trip logo in sticker form.
Ooh,
So
fun.
book,
And you get to go with us.
yeah,
So
you get to
as
see
much
us,
as much as
whatever
little as
you,
you want.
yeah,
Yes.
you could book through them the same dates and never see us, but also get the luggage tags and sticker and magnet. I mean, you don't have to see us if you
But
don't.
please come to Tambu Lounge and drink back scratcher with
That's
us.
which will be an important stop on the monorail bar crawl, the back scratcher. Back scratchers all around with Derek. Anyway, Patreon. Thank you, Derek. Apple review, the other way to support the show. We will read your 5-star Apple review on air, and here it is for this week. Start for the education, stay for the camaraderie.
Camaraderie.
Camaraderie. It's going to be a long show.
Not
Derek.
editing that out.
Please don't. Yeah. And it's by Bite Like Snow White.
Love that.
Yeah. Newly planning our first family of 4 WDW trip, I had much to learn since my kindergarten days at the 15th anniversary celebration. This podcast is fun and focused with oodles of real life experience to help those who want to maximize their trip experience. Doug and Derek helped me believe in the magic of rope dropping, as well as the calorie-free extra icing at Gaston's. I will be staying tuned in for more how-to info from their vacation adventures. Fantastic review.
Love it. Thank you. That might be a tip coming up in this show too. So wow,
Mm.
you already alluded to one.
Calorie-free.
So thank you. Please keep leaving those reviews. We're getting closer to 600. We'd love to hit that by our trip so we could do something fun and a giveaway. But that is coming up. So Doug, let's just jump right in. We have 29 tips. We cannot linger too long on each of these tips like we sometimes randomly do.
What?
So yeah, I know. Crazy.
I ramble. I've been told.
It happens.
By Derek.
By me, yes. You can't see this, but I'll give him the thumbs up sometimes or the circle, like wind
Sometimes
it up, Doug.
I think the thumbs up means keep talking, Doug. You're doing great.
You're doing great. It's been 5
No, I'm
minutes.
joking. I know what it means.
Okay. Well, here we go. Do you want to start with the list, 29, or you want me to read?
I think
They're in no particular
alternate.
order, by the way. Okay. Sounds
Alternate.
good.
One of us starts and we comment and move on.
All right. Well, I'm going to start.
You need to start with this one. It's
yes, because it's very important. I actually wrote this one down, but you need to bring sunscreen or a hat. The sun is brutal, and yes, you might be in shade in some of the restaurants, or you might be in some of the rides, but you will burn. And if you have a bald spot you didn't know about, that will burn, and then you'll learn you have a bald spot. So
that's depressing when you learn you have a bald spot.
At Walt Disney World.
Yeah, and then it hurts, and it's not fun. It's like a headache.
Totally happened to me. I was eating and drinking around the world, and the next day I was miserable. So there you go, sunscreen and a hat. It's needed.
Why I wear a hat at Disney World, I don't wear a hat very often outside of Disney World. But I can't remember the last time I put on sunscreen at Disney World. I'm that guy.
My kids are redheads. They burn when they look at the sun.
I'm not. I just get darker and darker and darker. All right. Number 2, rain gear. Guess what? It rains at Walt Disney World. You can either bring some or buy some. I've done both. Derek usually has a poncho that tries to kill him.
It happens. Yep. And I just packed 2 ponchos for my trip here in a week when the show comes out.
Yeah. So you got to, if you're taking like dollar store ponchos, you need to take a lot of them because they're not reusable. The ones you can buy at Disney World, though, are pretty solid, reusable, but that does mean you have to lug them around and they're quite large. So my family strategy is we usually just hope it doesn't rain. And then when it does, we buy ponchos and then we lug them around.
Nope. We bring ours in. We have a bag full of ponchos.
Some people have like fancy raincoats, Derek.
That is. That's true.
That's
They're
not
locals.
us.
No. So the next tip, something I just got in the mail today, is a nether charger. You got to bring chargers and cords. And Derek has forgotten on some trips.
Yeah.
And I'm already packing for my trip here in a week. And Derek had to Amazon a nether anchor power pack because I don't know where all my current ones went.
Your
My
kids
daughter's
steal
dance.
them.
No, my daughter's dance. Totally know where they went. She lost
That's
them at dance.
yeah.
Had to have.
We have owned so many portable chargers that it's almost ridiculous how many have gone missing. Like, it's a shame this earth has so many chargers hidden in my children's bedrooms, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. Yeah.
If you ever move
And
one day, it's just gonna be chargers everywhere.
yeah, we'll find them all. We'll find them all. Yeah, now it's I put initials on some for Michelle. That has helped.
Oh,
The
there you
kids
go.
know better than to touch those, right? Don't forget the cords. Don't assume there's like USB ports in the room, right, Derek?
No, I've never done that before
Never. Derek's
at
never
All
done that.
Star Sports.
Yeah. Emergency though, if you forget the thing that goes in the wall, but you have the cord, there's always a USB port on the back of a TV.
Yep, use that at All Star Sports too.
Yeah. So okay.
All right, next
On
one,
the
Doug.
next one, extra clothes. Don't bring the exact amount pair of underwear you need. Always pack some extra. Going back to 2 before, it rains. Wonder what happens to your socks.
They get wet.
Yeah, you want a different pair. In the summer, it's good to have we take a midday break, and it's really kind of nice to change clothes in that midday, so you're not just sitting in your sweat. So extra clothes, Derek. Derek has never not packed enough socks.
Oh, I have multiple times, but I have always to the number. Many times I have packed exactly what I ended up needing, and my wife's always like, "You're gonna run out of clothes." And I kind of feel the same way with chargers. If I have to buy an extra shirt, I'm gonna buy a Disney shirt. But yeah, you don't want to buy socks down there.
No, you don't. They sell them though. They're very
Oh yeah.
fancy, quite expensive. All right, next, Derek.
Read maps and watch videos to be prepared. I've had so many friends go to Disney in the last couple years that kind of went in blind. They want to be surprised and shocked.
Yeah.
But what happened was they were overwhelmed. They couldn't figure out where to go, left or right. Where's this attraction? And they wasted a lot of time trying to navigate the parks. If you have a little understanding of the map, or watch some YouTube videos, understand what queues are, rides, it'll help you in the long run to be able to
Mhm.
navigate the park and save time and have a better vacation.
Yeah, I do this with anywhere we travel. You can't do it at Disney World, but when we went overseas, I went to Google Maps, Street View, put the little guy down there. I walked around from the hotel to see
I did
what
it
it
in
was like,
Cancun. Yeah, I was in
right?
Cancun a few weeks ago. Did the same thing.
And there's so many YouTube videos. Just get on YouTube, find a channel you like and go with it.
Things you and I have not done.
Made a YouTube channel. Yeah. Very, very, very true. But be prepared. One time we made this mistake of not being prepared enough, and that was our first Star Cruiser. Derek, you really did not look at anything because you wanted to be spoiler free.
Yep.
And I mean, we did for the finale. I didn't want the finale spoiled, but we could have done a little more research.
That's
We
true.
would have had a better.
That's why we went 3 times,
better
or I
first
went
day,
3
yeah.
times. There you go.
Our second time was fantastic. It was
Awesome.
perfection. All right. Next up, number 6 on the list, if we're counting in no particular order, is Genie Plus is worth it. Definitely worth it. You make your lightning lanes through Genie Plus. Plus, you get really cool filters. You also get on-ride photos from PhotoPass. So a lot of great things about Genie Plus. So yeah,
I agree.
it
Especially if the
saves
parks are
you the
busy,
time.
it's definitely worth it. Yep. We talk about that one enough on this show. That I
Yeah,
think
we did
people
our
know.
Genie Plus show a couple weeks ago. Make sure you check that out. It will, no doubt, it will probably be our number 1 downloaded show of the year because Genie Plus is complicated,
It is.
but yet important.
Also, our next tip, so is individual lightning lanes. Some of those attractions you want to do, Tron, Guardians of the Galaxy, Rise, the only way you're going to guarantee to get them done is to buy them. Yes, they are expensive, but they can be worth it to skip the line, especially with my kids. I know they want to do Tron again. We're just going to buy it. We're not going to worry about the virtual queue. Just going to spend the money, worry about that credit card statement later.
It's one of those things. You've already dropped $5,000. What's another $100 on Tron?
Yep, exactly.
And you don't want to get home and everybody's like, "Oh, what did you think of that Tron ride?" You're like, "Oh, we didn't do it because that was my tipping point."
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but you're probably bought a beer in Germany in Epcot. that's the same amount as your individual lightning lane. So I guess priorities.
Yeah.
Priorities, right? All right. Number 8, resort hop, especially during the holidays. So it's pretty neat to check out different resorts, and Christmas is a fantastic time to do it with all the decorations. But a sleeper holiday, let me throw this little tip out there.
Leap year day.
Kind of close. It could be Easter.
Yes.
So Easter, the deluxe resorts have eggs at them that are amazing works of art. Just marvelous craftsmanship with chocolate. And you really can't believe it till you see it. But Easter is the sleeper holiday to resort hop around those deluxes. If nothing else, do the monorail, Grand Floridian Contemporary, do really great ones.
Yeah, and not even just deluxe. If you're staying at Pop, walk over to Art Animation, see the Cars Land. I've walked through all the All
Non-holiday,
Stars,
right?
non-holiday. Yeah, just check out the resorts. It's really cool what the Imagineers have come up with, and makes you kind of want to stay at some of them as well.
Oh, yeah, that's the problem, though.
Yep.
That is the problem. All right.
All right. Next one. Adults can order quick service kids meals to eat. There is no
Right.
police watching you. If you want to save a couple dollars or not as hungry, you can get on the app and order a kid's meal and eat it yourself. There's nothing wrong with that.
I did this on our Thanksgiving trip, Derek. I had a kids' meal at lunch. It was the Thanksgiving special at the Roaring Fork at the Wilderness Lodge, and it was quite good. And it saved me like $6 or $7. I wasn't real hungry because somebody ate a bunch of mini donuts for breakfast. Just saying.
There you go. So don't feel shame on that one. We approve.
We've
So,
done it. Yeah.
yep.
Now, on the dining plan, that would be a silly, silly thing to do, though.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. Disney does inflate wait times, but not always. So there's 2 times where they inflate it the most. The start of the day, because they just throw the number up there that they think it's going to get to in like a half hour. And then the end of the day, because they really don't want you to get in line in that last hour. They want the line to be as short as possible when the park closes, because whoever's in line gets to go on the ride, right? So they want to go home sooner rather than later. So they inflate those wait times that last hour, hour and a half of the park. Because this is something we'll experience on our trip, Derek, with our Smuggler's Run meetup. Because I bet you will say like 30 or 45 minutes, and we're just going to be walking in circles a couple times to close out the night.
Yeah, I love it. I love always when you feel like a winner too, when you're like, ooh, hour wait and you get in 30 minutes. It's a good
Right.
feeling. So, but there are times it's a swing and a miss where it's like, ooh, 30 minutes and you wait an hour. So it does happen. But most of the time I feel
Yeah.
like you're right, especially towards the end of the night. It is a good time to jump in line and you won't have to wait that long.
It's a good one. It's a good one.
All right. Next one. Younger kids will need a stroller. I was just talking to someone who went to the parks. They took their 4 or 5-year-old. My kid can walk, and they were miserable. The parents were, the kid was. They ended up renting a stroller in the park like day 2 or day 3. Yes, kids can walk, but they can't walk the long amount of miles, 12, 13 miles at Epcot. Get a stroller. Your kids will thank you. You will thank you. And you can put stuff underneath it.
Yeah, there's storage. Rent a stroller. Stroller Kingdom. Kingdom Strollers. There we go. I said that backwards.
There you
Kingdom
go.
Strollers. We got a
We
link
have a link. Yeah.
on our website.
Message us if you need
www.ropedroppers.
it.
Yeah. They do a great job. We've both rented through them numerous times.
Oh, that reminds me. I need to rent a stroller. Oh my
You better
gosh.
do that. Yeah. You have a kindergartner. Probably wouldn't even think of getting a stroller anywhere else except Disney World.
Correct.
And the older kids will fight about who else can sit in it, won't they?
Oh, absolutely.
Are you going to get a double or just a
No,
single?
we've only gotten singles the last couple trips.
I mean, your other ones are pretty old for a stroller.
Yeah,
so-
Olivia won't sit in it. Declan will probably take one turn, like somewhere in, because he overheats because he's redhead. Yep.
All right. Well, next up, know how tall your kids are before you leave. Like, don't get their hopes up that they're going to ride all the things, and they're not even close to tall enough. If you have a kid that's in that 38 to 44 inches range, know what they can and can't ride before you get there so that their expectations are managed. And also remember, you get shorter as the day goes on. So say they rode Rock and Roller Coaster for the first time ever at Rope Drop. when you go back at 2 or 3 to use a lightning lane later in the day, they may not measure up. That has happened to
That happened.
us.
Happened to us on Space Mountain with Declan.
And, I mean, and he legit later in the day wasn't tall enough.
Yep, that
And in
was
the
correct.
morning, it was like, and it's not because the little thing that they're measuring with is changing, because that's like set in cement and metal. And, yeah. So there you go. Know how tall they
that
are.
one is huge. Just have an understanding of aura. We actually measure our kids right before we go. So a few days before, and then we talk to them about what rides. And we just did this with Callum because he's getting a little bit taller and can do everything now but rock and roller coaster.
Because that's 48.
Yep.
So.
And he's 46 and some change. So next one, walking shoes are a must. Do not bring your high heels and walk around Disney. You don't want some of those crazy flats or Doc Martens. I don't know what people wear anymore. I only wear running shoes when I'm at Walt Disney World, and you probably should too, because you're going to put on some miles and your feet might hurt. And so you want comfy shoes that are broken in.
Have you gone all in on the white New Balance with the blue in yet, Derek, as a dad?
No, have
Me
not
neither.
done
I
that
probably
yet.
never will. I know that my kids that are not nice have taken pictures of dad's shoes at the park. That's a whole
With
Twitter account.
White socks that are like almost knee high.
Like our 1980s tube socks, but without the stripes on them. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, come on, dads. There's nothing about you got into your 40s and you have kids and you're at Disney World that says you need to do that. None of it. There's very stylish, comfortable shoes out there. Lots of options. Sorry, New Balance. I apologize.
No longer sponsoring the show.
They're not sponsoring us. We're gonna. Oh well. All right. Next up, something that I love to do, Derek. Get some groceries delivered. Lots of different options on where to get them from, and lots of great things to get. So we usually order our breakfast from Amazon. We get some mini donuts. We get some pop. We get cases of water. You can buy a whole case of water, throw it in the fridge in the room for the cost of a water bottle at the Disney park. For like $4, I can get 24 bottles of generic water from Amazon. So there is usually a little delivery fee, and you do tip, through the app. And same thing with like Target and the Walmart, the other delivery services, or just not Grubhub, but the shopping.
I can't remember what it was. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
The Uber of food. There's that, but all those things work. You go to Bell Services, pick it up, easy peasy, lemon squeezy.
I've only done it once.
Wow, that's weird.
I know.
Dude, just the bottled water is worth it, and what you can save.
When I go with you, you do it for me. It's great.
True.
It's one of the perks of traveling with Doug.
Yeah, one time I had to order all my liquids. Like I forgot my gel, deodorant, toothpaste. I forgot that baggie was on the counter at home, and I realized it in the airport. Right, we were sitting there before we boarded, ordered all that stuff from the airport, and it was at the hotel when we got there. So
it's perfect. Yep.
Yeah,
you got me a toothbrush. It was great.
Yes, I did that too. Now I always just bring you a toothbrush.
It's smart.
Yeah, it's marketing too.
Well, the reason why you need a toothbrush is for our next tip. Free extra icing at Gaston's. And by the way, when you tag us on social media at Gaston's, it brings so much joy to my heart. I don't even need that extra icing to bring a smile to my face. So thank you. When you go to Gaston's, tag Rope Drop Radio.
Yeah. So you do your rope drop, you hit a couple attractions, then you go get your cinnamon roll and you ask for the free extra icing because Rope Drop Radio will pay for it.
There you go.
Yep. The free extra icing. We got you covered. That's a great one. That's one of the best tips.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Next tip. Use the app to know all the park hours. Like, this seems really simple, right? But the app tells you all the park hours, show times. Like, there's a lot of information packed into that app. Like, you want to know what time Voices of Liberty is singing, you go into the map, you go click on it, boom, it tells you all the times for the day. And you should study up. Like, get on the app during the daytime before you go so you can look at things like that and get familiar with the app.
Yeah, absolutely. That app is fun to have. Just even when I'm here on a random day, I'll be like, I wonder how long Seven Dwarf Mine Train is. But yeah, it will help you navigate the parks, and you should know it because at 7 a.m. when you don't want to learn at 7 a.m. when you're trying to make a lightning lane how to work the app.
No, you need to practice.
Yep. Another great tip. This is one of my favorites. Walt Disney World is amazing with food allergies. It is one of the safest, best places to travel. They go above and beyond. We've had people on the show. I've traveled with Doug. I'm slowly starting to have some food allergies right now that I'm not liking. So I know Disney is going to be,
Intolerances, Derek.
yes, I'm not
Intolerance.
out intolerances.
Yeah. But still, you have to modify diet, special dietary needs, not just
Mhm.
allergies. They're good with dietary needs, whether it's by choice or not. But yeah, they do their best not to kill me. Sometimes it's a little annoying because my food will come last, or everybody's food will wait on mine. But it's one of the safest places to travel. I feel the most comfortable with my food allergy at Disney World or yeah, no, at Disney World. Disneyland, not quite as nice about it. They're like got a little attitude sometimes. People have defended them when I say this, but it's like, hey, that's been my experience everywhere. It was the same. But Disney World's fantastic. Also, Disney Cruise Line. I gotta give them props too. They do a great job. Fun fact: our server on the last cruise we went on over New Year's, Derek, his dad has the same allergy as me, and so
Oh,
Sam and I were
first I've ever heard
right.
of it.
Yeah, so Sam and I were the first people he's ever served that had that same allergy. So he like I think went above and beyond even normal above and beyond, because like his dad, this was his dad's allergy and he's never really met anybody with that allergy until we came strolling into his table with all our issues.
Mangoes, by the way. If you're new to the show, it's mangoes.
Mangoes, cashews, pistachios.
Yep.
Yeah.
But every time I eat a mango, I think of Doug now.
Yeah, as you should. Everybody should think of me when they eat a mango. But the bad thing is, our server was from the Philippines, where like mangoes literally grow on trees, right? So it's in like all the stuff. I feel so bad for his dad. It's frightening. Anyway, food allergies. They do a great job. It's my turn. Let's move on. All right, the monorail, the Skyliner, the buses. They're free. You don't pay for them. You just get them. You stay on property, you're going to get moved around wonderfully.
Yep. I just got this question, honest to goodness, a couple days ago. How much is the Skyliner? And I said free. And they're like, what? Something at Disney is free? And I'm like, yes, use it. It's a ride itself. Great transportation. That is something Disney, except for the lack of magic they have from the airport at the moment. Once you're in the bubble, traveling is great, and they do a wonderful job at making sure they can get you to the places and back.
And if, you're not real confident that it is free, just Venmo us a little money. We'll make you an all access pass for the Skyliner. We'll get you taken care of.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, we'll send you one. Yeah.
All right.
VIP, they'll put you right on after
Okay.
you stand in line.
Just go to the short line when you do it.
Yeah.
So next one, bags can go on rides except for Tron, and you'll have to put on a locker or a locker on Kali as well. Most rides at Walt Disney World, you can bring your bag onto. I know that's not like Universal and some other theme parks. It is very kid friendly. They understand that we all travel with bags of random stuff and ponchos and souvenirs. So yeah, your bags can fit right at your feet. They'll have a little pull out bag for your hat and sunglasses. Slinky Dog Dash, always great. My bag's safe. I actually am kind of weird. I do put a little loop sometimes around my shoe on the
Yeah.
bag, but
Put
yeah,
your foot through the.
you're
Yeah.
not losing the bag though.
Yeah, they let you take it on, and the locker's super easy to use. You tap your card or your magic band at Tron, and it gives you a locker. And just remember what number it is, right? Maybe take a picture of it with your phone, and then put your phone in your pocket, of course. And then Cali, I don't know that you have to put yourself in a locker like at Tron. I can't remember. It's been so long since I've been on Cali River Rapids.
They do have the thing in there, like you don't want to get it wet.
Yeah, I wouldn't trust that.
Yeah.
With anything, I would put free lockers for Cali River Rapids. I would put all my stuff in that because you can get downright soaked, like soaked. So we would put all our stuff in the locker, also free. So yeah, that's a good one to know. All right, you can try a new restaurant. Like say you're not there long enough to eat at all the restaurants you want to. How do you squeeze another restaurant in? You go there for dessert or get an appetizer just to experience the restaurant and experience a little bit of the flavor.
Ooh, I like that one. That's a good one. There's a lot of good restaurants. Topolino's, you can get a good little dessert. We went to the bar and got that one time. Yeah, that's a good tip, Doug. I
Yeah,
like that one.
you don't have to make an ADR and then eat all the food. Now, your server may not be the most appreciative of you getting 2 appetizers and splitting them amongst 4 people. So I would just maybe tip a little better if that's what you're going to do, because you are taking their time. But if it's like 2 in the afternoon, right? You just want to try. There's a lot of great restaurants. Want to give something a try, or there's something you've seen. That's a good way to get a whole nother restaurant under your belt, so to speak. Get it under
Yep,
your belt.
I get it. That's funny.
Yeah.
Next one, ice water is free. You can go to Starbucks, Joffrey's, a bunch of other places. You can get complimentary waters. I've gone to the baby changing area and gotten waters from them. So
You're
they want to
working
keep you hydrated.
you're working way too hard at that. Anywhere that there's fountain drinks, you can get a glass of ice water. So when we go to, say, Pecos Bills and we get lunch, we ask for 5 or 6 glasses of ice water. Sometimes we'll ask for 10. Like when we're there in September, we get 2 per person. We just straight up give us 10 glasses of ice water. They may kind of look at us like, okay, but then we carry away a whole tray of ice water and we make sure we're good and hydrated. We have one to take with us as we leave. Free ice water. We've also filled up water bottles that way. Like you
Yep,
can bring
we've done
water
that.
bottles into the park and keep refilling them, like a nice water bottle that keeps things cold.
Love it.
All right. During the holidays, there can be special characters that show up at the resorts. So, not just Christmas, but other holidays too, 4th of July, Easter. Sometimes they're themed, sometimes they're not, but there's like a little RV that drives around and characters hop out, meet people in the lobby and or outside of the lobby area, and then they hop back in, they drive off. And I've seen it at all levels, of all the way from Pop Century to the Grand Floridian. So it's not just deluxe exclusive or anything like that. So that's something that if you're going during a peak holiday, be on the lookout for.
I've seen that bus pull up and the characters kind of pour out of it. It's great.
Yeah.
Love it. So I've actually seen Santa. That's been the coolest character I've seen at a resort.
That is a good one at a resort.
Yep, that was a win. So that was a good tip. Next one, it's not just all kid stuff. There's plenty of things to do for adults, especially if you're going with us in June.
Right? Yeah, like a bar crawl. But there's adult stuff that doesn't include alcohol too. Just lots of good things. The shows, I think some of them are a little more adult like, especially during the festivals. They have the evening show in the American Gardens Theater, like the different bands and stuff, much more adult orientated. I remember when we first started going with kids, I was always like, oh wow, there's a bunch of old bands playing. Now I'm like, oh, there's a bunch of good bands playing.
Yeah, we've gotten old. That's for sure.
Sad.
Well, I'm thinking the boardwalk, just kind of
Mhm.
walking down by the boardwalk, piano bar down there. You can, the dance hall. They do have plenty of things for adults to do.
Jelly Rolls. That's the
There you
name
go. Couldn't
of
think of that for a second.
the dueling pianos at Jelly Rolls.
Been there
Na-
one time. Yep.
Named after Jelly Roll Morton, the guy that claims he invented jazz.
Wow, I learned something new. That's a tip. That's a bonus tip,
There
guys.
you go.
Wow.
Use it, when you're there. You know this, named after Jelly Roll Morton. Yeah, feel free. It's he claims he invented jazz. I don't know that one person invented jazz, but he likes to claim that.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. Make sure to research the food booths at the Epcot Festival. So the odds are you are going during a festival, unless you go on the You Define Magic trip with us, and when it's going to be Diet Epcot. So know what the food booths are, see what you want, have a plan. We usually don't have a plan, and we usually get halfway through and go like, I wish we had a plan. Right, Derek? Is that how
That
you
does happen.
describe
Well,
us?
that's us. Now, what's
That's
funny
us.
is that, like, when I go with my wife, there are times where I'm like, I know I've seen on social media that one, you gotta try it. Like, I remember when the sushi donut was there for the first year, I beelined
You
all the way
did.
back and got me a sushi donut.
You know what we didn't know about?
What?
The cronut.
Oh my gosh. I forgot we tell this story like 4 times a year. So, yes.
It's the worst thing I've ever eaten.
Yep.
Cronuts should be good, not filled full of raw fish.
Anyway, there are a lot of good things at the festivals, and there's always a few signature, fun, new things that they drop. And yes, they're always great to put on Instagram and your stories, but they're delicious too.
Yeah, so have a plan because you can't try it all. Like you physically can't. So know what you want to do. All right. Next, Derek.
Be nice to cast members and characters. I think this is such a big, easy one, but anyone who's been to Disney World has seen someone get mad at a cast member. It happens all the time. Yes, it's hot. You paid a lot of money for it. Guess what? So did everyone else. And they're just people doing their jobs and they're doing the best that they can. So go in, be nice to them, and treat them well and with respect. Because if we don't have any cast members, we don't have any Disney World.
Right. Yeah. Just don't be a jerk. That's the biggest thing. You can even chat with them. You're bored and they're standing there. You learn a lot about the world having conversations.
Yep.
So, all right. ADRs, Advanced Dining Reservations, that's what that stands for, are a must for most sit down dining at Walt Disney World. It's not easy to walk up and eat anywhere, is it, Derek?
No, not at all. The amount of times that has backfired on me when we first started going, yeah, epic fail.
Free rope drop radio, Derek.
Oh yeah, 10
Yeah.
years ago plus.
Yeah. So you make your reservation online or through the phone 60 days in advance. And if you have a hotel reservation, you get to make it for your length of stay starting 60 days from your first day. So it's 60 days plus however many days you're staying at Disney World. So that's kind of a nice benefit of staying on property. Is to get some of the harder to get reservations, you actually have to book them more than 60 days in advance. Pretty crazy, isn't it?
It is. But it's worth it, especially if you
Mhm.
do that research we talked about earlier and you can find those restaurants you want to go to, want to try. It can be a lot of fun. So
Yeah.
definitely don't wait till like, hey, we're at the Magic Kingdom. I'm just going to stroll into Cinderella's castle. Not
Yeah.
going to happen.
Mm-mm.
So next up, I love this one, and I got this one from a former cast member who was sharing a story online about it. You cannot pool hop to Stormalong Bay. Doesn't matter if you stayed at Pop or Art of Animation. You cannot just go to Stormalong Bay at Beach Club and Yacht Club. They do check IDs and card you basically.
Give you
get
wristbands
a wristband. Yeah.
there.
So that one is such a key.
Yeah.
I guess it happens every day.
Someone tries. But
Yeah.
you get a wristband there. So technically you can't pool hop to any pool,
Yes.
right? Because there are gates now. You have to use your key to get in. But it's not hard to like kind of walk slowly, wait for someone to come in or out, right? And get in. But technically you're not supposed to, but Stormalong Bay, they're not screwing around.
They're not messing around at all,
No.
especially because the slides outside. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So they check for that wristband when you go to the slide, but it's a heck of a pool.
It is. It's a
Heck
good
of
one.
a pool.
Should go
All
to
right.
Miami.
Oh, we should. All right. Rain can start on a dime. Basically, it can be sunny 1 minute and it can be a thunderstorm the next in Central Florida.
Sometimes you don't even see the clouds. It's just like it's raining on you. You're like, where did that even come from?
My favorite is when you're at like Epcot and you look up at the sky and you're like, oh, I bet it's raining at Magic Kingdom right now. And then I get on like Twitter and I'm like, oh, look at this. It's like downpouring at Magic Kingdom and crystal clear skies at Epcot. That is Central Florida in a nutshell. And the rarity is when you have a storm that like moves through for the whole day. Like it rain like an actual system and it rains all day long. Those are more rare. You don't see that. Usually it's the afternoon. You get scattered showers. And when it does rain, it's like buckets.
My favorite is when you see the wall of water coming at you. Like
Mhm.
it's a wall. It's not like a slight drizzle. It's just like, oh no, it's going to hit any minute now. And we're under.
And like
It's
you're
like
trying to
people,
run to
people
living with the
sprint,
land.
yes,
You're
get
like, I gotta
anywhere
get
you
up this
can.
hill.
Where's the
It's-
nearest gift shop? Let's go.
Yep. Time to shop, kids. Get
Yep.
in. Yeah. Good times.
All
All right.
right.
Number 29, Derek.
Yep. Disney does a great job with Lost and Found. Has Derek had to use this many times?
Mhm.
He has. Has he gotten pretty much everything he's lost back, from hats to a very nice expensive camera to multiple phones? Yes, yes, we have. And the cast members go above and beyond right away. They check. I've watched them below every seat. But seriously, every single trip, I think one person in my family will lose something, and we have to get it back.
Yeah. The headphones I am wearing right now, I left at All Star Movies,
Yeah.
Music, Movies,
Yeah,
Movies,
movies.
on one of our rope drop trips, and I got it in the mail weeks later. So it was good stuff.
That's good.
Yeah.
All right.
We
Well,
have
that's
one bonus. I'll let you
one
give the
bonus.
bonus
Oh,
because
right.
it's a bonus day. We got to have a bonus one.
Tip. So, and this was, I wrote this one because I love it. This is your bonus tip. Treat yourself. Disney is something new, fun, and go to a restaurant you'd never think you would do. Do that ride, buy the lightning lane, get the souvenir, especially if this is a once in a lifetime trip. Go and treat yourself to something fun. And that is where we have had the most amount of memories come from.
Yeah. Yeah. Don't decide to be too curmudgeon while traveling.
Yeah, we're treating ourselves this trip to Hoop Doo Review.
Yeah, I can't wait for your review on the review.
That's going to be a good one.
It's a whole hoopty and do. And you get strawberry shortcake. You get to make some noise on the old washboard, Derek.
Spoilers, Doug. I've actually kind of
Oh,
gone into this one pretty
it's
yeah.
I mean it's so fried chicken, barbecue
Oh, I
ribs,
did
which
look up the menu. That's for sure.
you won't like the ribs because you're
Who
Derek
knows?
Sassman. You're not gonna like them, Derek.
Okay.
Just stick with the fried chicken and all the other sides like barbecue. I think there's beans and other good
I
things,
know
but
unlimited sangria and beer, so might have
yeah,
to partake in a couple of those.
yeah. It's
So
all
yeah, I'm
all good
excited. It'll
stuff.
be a good review. But yes, I will be at Disney World the 9th through 14th, 15th, can't remember. So if you're there, let me know and we'll try to meet up while we're at the parks. But we need to get to the after show because we're going to talk more about our trip coming up, some more in-depth details, things we want to do with some of our listeners and Patreons. And so if you want to get that, you're going to have to go into the show notes and become a Patreon member. Thank you to all of our Patreon members. And of course, you want to book with Touring and Cruises, let them know that Rope Drop Radio sent you. We have a link to that in the show notes as well. And then we want to know what tips we missed. What are your favorite tips? These are only 29. Originally, we were going to do 50, but we were like, oh, that'd be an hour-long show. So we want to hear your favorite tips. So go on social media at Rope Drop Radio, all the things. What is a tip we missed? And yes, that'd be great to share that. So we're going to get to the after show. So for Doug, I'm Derek. You've been listening to Rope Drop Radio.